Hi everyone, Steve Putt here. Happy Friday. No long weekend this week, but what we did have was the announcement of the Commission of Audit recommendations, which I would imagine most of us would agree are less fun than a long weekend. The document itself, the recommendations were delivered in apparently weighed about 5 kilograms, so I don't intend to go through all of those at this point, but maybe just a handful that I think have the potential to impact families the most. These are, number one, and probably the most talked about one, was the potential for an introduction of a co-payment for Medicare of up to $15. Other ones include a tightening of the eligibility for access to age pension and a lifting of the age of entitlement to age 70. There was also a recommendation to include a portion of pensioners' homes as an asset in the assets test, and a reduction or a delay in the introduction of the National Disability Insurance Scheme, the NDIS. In education, there were a couple of changes, or a couple of recommended changes, including making students pay a higher proportion of their study costs, up to 55% from 41% as it currently stands. And if they generate a debt in doing that through HECS or HELP schemes, that they have to start paying that debt back sooner. And finally, there were some recommendations and changes around family tax benefit, including axing family tax benefit Part B, and means testing some childcare payments, and also including nannies in childcare payments. I think the things to remember at this point are that these are just recommendations, and some of them will just remain recommendations. For example, I think it would be very, very difficult to administer the inclusion of a portion of people's homes in a pension assets test. And not only would it be difficult to administer, it would be particularly unfair. Because $1,000 in a bank account is $1,000 in a bank account, whereas a $500,000 house is not the same as a $500,000 house in a different part of Australia. I think that one might stay as just a recommendation. The other point is with these issues and with these recommendations, it is clear that there are some things that are going to be tightened, which just highlights the importance of ensuring that we are looking after ourselves as much as we possibly can. So if you've got 20 years to do that, that's great. If you haven't, then it just means it's a bit more urgent. So with Mr. Hockey, Treasurer Hockey, hopefully carrying the one and dotting the I's and crossing the T's on the budget, which we should see in a week and a half, it's important to remember that these are recommendations. We'll have to see what the final budget recommendations are. But if you have any questions or you have any other points you'd like to raise, please drop me an email or give me a call and we'll talk about them. Otherwise, I will talk to you all soon. Thanks for that. Bye-bye.